The Revenge Season. Written and narrated by Mckay. Chapter 1. Julian Frost was a happy man. After 2 months in the steaming rainforests of South America, it was a relief to be back in the not-so-demanding climate of an English summer. Today had been sunny and warm, and he'd spent several hours in the garden, tapping away on his laptop. Eventually, the screen glare was too much, and he'd retreated into the shade of the house. It was evening now, and he was still working, and the warmth of the day still hung in the air. But now there was a cooling breeze creeping through his study window, and the blue sky outside was fading to black. He typed the last few words of the day and shut the machine down. Just the summary left now, and his research paper would be complete. He stood up from his desk and stretched his arms overhead, yawning. It was warm enough to sit outside with a gin and tonic and take in the sounds of the evening, so he went into the kitchen and made himself one. Maria, his wife, was doing a yoga class at the village hall, but she'd be back by 9 p.m. Then they'd have a light supper and another drink, and then bed. He took his drink and went through to the lounge and then out through the open French doors. He sat at the garden table and sipped the gin and tonic, luxuriating in its cooling taste. He looked over the fields that stretched beyond the cottage garden towards the horizon, where a thin blue line of sky was still visible. It was good to be home. His trip to South America had been profitable, in the sense that he could lay claim to discovering something that very few people knew anything about. A discovery that, if he played his cards right, was going to make him a fortune. He was happy enough to share his findings with the scientific community in due course, but not until his position was unassailable. He heard footsteps on the patio area outside the French doors. Must be Maria, he thought. A little early for her. He turned in his chair and saw someone walking towards him. Whoever it was had something clasped in both hands. When Julian realized what it was, he stood up as quickly as he could and started to back away. "Who the hell are you?" he said, in a tone somewhere between horror and indignation. "What do you want?" There was no reply. The intruder closed the distance between them with one giant stride. "Are you mad?" shouted Julian. He never did get the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?